jumuika katika mambo ambayo sasa yalitusanya mahali hapa na kuchunguza makezi yetu vile tulivyostakiwa kutoka raia na vile tuliendelea kufikishwa mahakamani na vile hata tunaishi hapa ndani ya jela na vile mambo yote ambayo yanaendelea katika mahakama na sisi washukiwa ambao tuliletwa kama watenda mabaya.
Ukikutana na mtu na mnai kijana, hata kama hana hatia na mwenyewe utaona tu peke yake science. Na sana sana ilenga vijana mivalio hata amesharashana nini huwa transporter wake kidogo sio unakuta mara mingi vijana mivalio yake
kwa nini mnapatia mfano patia mfano moja kuna jambo unasema
Hello, my names are Eunice Majuma Wasike. I work for Catholic Diocese of Lodwar Justice and Peace Commission as the Deputy Coordinator, but in charge of human rights, education and access to justice. From last week we had visitors from Legal Resources Foundation, Atroke, our donor partner, and Kenya Law Reform Commission. And we had a whole week looking at the issues of access to justice in relation to the small claims court. But today we are very lucky to be at the GK prison Lodwar to extend the work of accessing justice to the inmates and remandees of Lodwar GK prison. Today is a very important day to the general public of Lodwar because for one of those great days, we are coming to give legal awareness to the inmates and to actually individually accord legal services to remandees, people who are preparing to go to court to be able to present their cases. And we are hoping that the fact that the advocates are here, they'll be able to talk to our brothers and sisters who are in remand, and that they'll gain the confidence to be able to address the court well and articulate issues pertaining to their cases. We are privileged today to have 9 advocates, actually 3 from Nairobi, 4 from Kitale and 2 from Lodwar. This shows the kind of atmosphere and the kind of service that we need to give back to the community. We realize that in Kenya, hiring an advocate will cost like 60,000 or 50,000 and above. To a normal citizen and a normal Lodwar inmate and remand prisoner at Lodwar GK prison, that is more than 1 million. So it means that it is an opportunity that the inmates have, and they have to capitalize on it today. We've been here for the last 3 days to screen and to advise, and we hope that by the end of our visit today, when the clients will go to court next week, we are expecting a drastic reduction of the number of inmates that are currently occupying Lodwar GK prison, and also a change of attitude towards prisoners when they are released to the community. We are actually appealing to the community that they are able to have positive attitude, positive image of the inmates, because you realize that the prison officer and the prison community at large, its core function is to correct and also give rights. We have realized that the inmates who have stayed here have acquired catechetical classes, they have gone through spiritual enrichment, and they are changed. But we are appealing to the outside community to actually accept and receive them well. We have found a lot of resistance to, especially to people who have served the prison term and they are going out. that the community will not accept them. They think that they are bad people. Yet where they have come from, they have been corrected and they have been living well. And it's the duty of every individual in the community and the society to pull together to help the prisoners do their work well, and also to ensure that our reformed fellows, when they go back to the community, they are able to serve us in terms of bringing manpower to the community and also to engage in the daily activities of our community and to reduce the crime rate, especially in the prisons and the police cells. Here are some of the challenges that our prisoners have actually encountered are like poverty. Poverty means that they are not able to acquire legal services because, as I have talked, there are hurdles in getting the daily bread, that is the meals, and therefore it will be quite expensive to get an advocate whose cost is about 50 or 60,000 for a case. The other thing is that the community does not generally understand the criminal justice procedure, and that has been a very great challenge in terms of when they are taken to court. At some point you will realize that the prisoners are saying they were forced to accept that they did that, yet there could be some other circumstances that must have made them to actually commit this offense or actually landed here. So we are praying that by the fact that the advocates have come and they have this duty to actually give the legal advice, some of our inmates will be able to represent themselves in court because they have the awareness. Another challenge that faces us is that the nature and the vastness of availing those services. You remember that some clients have come all the way from Kibish, Lokitang, Kapedo, Lokori. It's very far, and some of the inmates, their cases have not been listened to, or that actually witnesses have not managed to come, just because the place they come from is very far, and maybe they have been dumped here for some time. So this is very key that we are able to address even those cases that have taken a long time and that necessarily didn't take a long time. Another thing is that our clients or our prisoners are not very confident in addressing the court. It's like they fear the police, they fear the magistrate, and they fear even the prosecutor. Yet the prosecutor is actually supposed to help the prisoner to get and access that justice. So we are hoping that at the end of this session, we are able to decongest the prison that has a capacity of 112, and at the moment the occupants are about 262, and that at least the judicial system and the police will be very keen in taking up cases and ensuring that other sentences are preferred, not just custodial sentence. The presence of the advocates, the presence of Legal Resources Foundation, and the presence of Paralegals is just to offer that awareness, and two, that it is going to be a wake-up call to make sure that the general public is aware and everybody does what he or she is expected to do. For example, we realize that even prisoners have their rights. We realize that the prison officer have their rights. We also know that the procedure is there, and yet our people have been ignorant. They don't know that they can be able to ask if a case has been adjourned more than 3 times. They are able to question and actually be awarded a fair deal. So we are saying by the presence of paralegals here and the advocates, it's just a wake-up call to say that this is the time. You people, you need to be on your toes, that whatever you are doing should be always right, so that we don't convict people who are not supposed to be in prison, or we don't put people who are supposed to maybe serve community service or probation office out there, so that every actor in the area of access to justice is able to do and play her part. This should be just an opening or a start point, and frequently, let's say like in a week, there need to be somebody who is taking just taking toll of what is happening in the prison and also at the court. We are hoping that our trained paralegals are able to start visiting. Currently we are faced with a challenge, like in the Catholic Justice and Peace we don't have a legal officer, and that our paralegals are actually engaged. But we are going to work in partnership with Legal Resources Foundation to ensure that there is somebody who is going to be left to continue with this fire. Another thing that we have looked forward to seeing is that if we are able to revive the court users committee, that frequently all actors in access to justice are able to meet and actually just air out the challenges they are meeting and working out on the way forward. That you are able to meet the prison in charge, saying that these are the challenges I'm facing, that the court says that these are the challenges we are facing. The probation officer saying that maybe our probationers are absconding, and the children officer saying that on children matters, this is what I've been doing. So that court users committee will be able to help us to move forward. And two, that we have revived our paralegals, and I am happy to say that Legal Resources Foundation have donated a kitty and a coat into the GK prison Lodwar, and any of us who will get time to come to the prison will be able to access the jacket and just come and give human rights awareness and legal services to the